had to key into the vision. You know, sometimes you have there are two choices when you're born into a business family. You either, you know, go your own way, or you are keyed into the family business. I think I had some sort of interest, and my father was very, and my mother as well was very instrumental in focusing my eye on the family business. So I didn't really have I had my own dreams, but at some time I had to, you know, let that go and let's push this this vision that's beyond myself, that's to create an institution where, you know, families can get employment, can get some form of salaries, remuneration, and add value to the Nigerian economy at large. So transgenerational or business, as you call it, is something that we believe in, is something that we are trying to do and live and breathe daily.
Okay, with us in the studio is Coscharis Jr. Maduka. He runs the Office of Special Duties for the Coscharis Group as an Executive Director. And we're looking at the automotive industry, which we're going to deep dive further in the course of our conversation. But we're going to make it one tripartite kind of conversation again. So you might want to call and just bear your thoughts on any part of Nigeria assisting, looking at what it looks like in the industry when you talk about automobile, automotive, as some people call it. What is happening? Are we going to move from days of just importation to actually going manufacturing? And of course, investors like the Coscharis Group should be looking at that direction as well, which we hope that he's going to share his thoughts with us. Let's come to, as a young person, let's talk about the word new normal for you. What does it mean? We asked our guests, the first set of guests we had in the studio, what new normal means. So as a young executive director, what does the new normal mean for you?
As a business person, new normal, in terms of the word, coining the word new normal, that's new. But new normal, in terms of principle, is not really new, because as human beings, we keep on having to adjust to new normals. I'll give you a quick example. When you were, say, 5, 10, if you needed to make a phone call, you had to go to the phone line. If you needed to take a picture, you needed to get your camera. If you needed to maybe send a fax or a message, you needed to go to the fax machine. The new normal now is all those things, all those operations or forms of communication are now brought into this little rectangular box that we call a phone. So if someone who is still trying to go and send messages via text, you're left behind. But when technology moved, you had to move as well. So the new normal, in terms of a principle of adapting to changes in technology and advancement in society, has always been there. I just guess now it's now being coined new normal because of COVID and all that, and the other things we've had to adjust to. But as in terms of principle of new normal, it's always been there. We adapt to changes as we go, and especially for a business, which if we don't adapt, you die. So for Nigeria as well, beyond even the business, I think we should be thinking of adapting our own new normals, because the world is moving at a fast pace, and we, with our brilliant minds and our brilliant ideas and our vast blessing of resources, you don't want to get left behind. So and it's not left to the government to do this thinking, because who is the government? The government is each and every one of us, because the government is individuals or citizenries of the nation who are appointed in different offices. So each of us in our capacity should, you know, have this shift towards a new normal of a progressive Nigeria.
Okay, so that said, I'd like to go into where you said you were actually nurtured into it. Okay. Mom, dad did that. The automotive industry for you. Let's have your total evaluation. How we're doing as a country. Not necessarily around the Coscharis brand, but what you've seen, because of course research is one of the tools you use to stay on top of your game as a business.
Okay, the automotive industry at large is a very dynamic industry, I would say. We have very, very little barriers to entry and exit, but it's a growing industry. And like every industry, it needs some form of support, some form of, you know, cushion, be it the right business environment or the right policies or whatever. We are now in the age of the auto, or post the auto policy, which was implemented in the last um, regime. Whether you think it was right or wrong or premature or not, that's left to you. But we're here now, and we've been pushed to start some form of manufacturing. It's a good idea, but we still need certain things in place to before we start doing the big things. We need to do the little things very well.
You want to cite some example?
For example, your previous speakers spoke about power. I feel strongly the same thing, that we need, if we can have constant power generation in this country, that's just a spark plug for our industrial revolution. As my father once said, even God couldn't do anything without light. When he wanted to come and create, the first thing he did was say, let there be light. So when there's light, then you can start to do things. Then your creative juices can flow, and you can start to express your creativity, which we all have. So for me, power is still very, very essential to the economy, to the Nigerian citizen, to the Nigerian man. The willpower of the government to push through their policies. They're low-hanging fruits.
So we have good policies.
Implementation? The implementation, and some policies should have more engagement. The idea generally might be right, but maybe the way it's framed or the approach, not necessarily wrong, but could be reviewed or could be made slightly better. For example, let's stick in my industry, the automotive industry. For us to be able to manufacture cars, we need to have the local content. We need to have some form of
it's part of what I was going to ask you.
Support industry. Our rubber industry should be working so that we can supply rubber or tire materials to the car assembler. Our metal industries should be working so that we can supply raw material metal to the car assemblers. Our glass industry should be working so we can supply windshields and glasses to the car assemblers. So it doesn't just stop at the car assemblers. There's an entire economy that needs to be alive and thriving in this value chain. And if it is working, trust me, like I said, I believe that Nigeria can do wonders. But we just need to I think the party is over. The oil time has gone. COVID is also a time for us to all sit home and reflect on what can we really do. And I think now we should come up with whatever creative ideas we feel we can come up with as a nation to move our country forward. And there are lots of things that we have here. I mean, a lot of people emigrate or migrate every day, but I still say Nigeria is the best place to, because there's a lot of opportunity and there's an untapped resources that needs to be. We're yet to experience our own industrial revolution, and when we do that, I think the rest of the world should be afraid of us.
So if I get what you said clearly, it's not enough to say buy Nigeria, produce Nigeria. We need to put the foundations right. Of
course, because if the man who is trying to buy Nigeria, if the man or the woman who is trying to make her little fashion industry, in the fashion industry, trying to make her fashion items, clothes and all that, has to constantly grapple with the increasing cost of power. The inflation across the country for her to pay her tailors, power her equipment, or for the barber to be able to power his barbing salon. These little costs that they add up.
The overheads.
It's a burden, but when they're basic amenities like in every developing nation, then I think we will surge ahead.
All right, we'll call for a break now so that we can actually get things going. We have with us Cosmos Junior Maduka, and we're looking at the automotive industry, where, of course, a lot has been said about having it locally manufactured, even beyond assemblage. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's take one step forward and find out from the gentleman what exactly is Coscharis doing in the automotive industry in terms of product range. Do join us again.
strive, but few endure. There are many who struggle, but few prevail. And of those who remain, there is only one who can truly be called a hero.
Welcome back. It's actually the second half with Cosmos Junior Maduka, the Executive Director of Special Duties for Coscharis Group, and we're looking at the automotive industry. We're going to be doing something in a very short while, which is bringing you Mr. Piece of Super Screens engagements with Lagosians, to be precise, on Nigeria at 60. Though we're dwelling on the automotive industry, but if you listen to the conversation we've had thus far, the guests we've had here, they have almost the same school of thought. If some certain things can be put in place, then we can drive Nigeria to where it ought to be, even as we chase 61. So we're going to take that once my producer says we're ready to do it. But for now, let's come back to Cosmos Junior. Even though, yes, our viewers, you can feel free to call the lines now. We'll take your calls in the course of our conversation here. It's going to be a tripartite conversation, like we said. Let's look at product range. You somehow established that when you were talking about the advent of Coscharis Group. But if you have to go straight into it, let's look at your product range.
Okay, so let me expand what Coscharis Group is to you and to maybe some of our viewers who don't know. Beyond cars, Coscharis Group is into several industries, like I said, in the economy. So there's the Coscharis Motors, which is the sole importer for various foreign brands we represent. We also manufacture, assemble for two brands, the Ford and the Renault brands. We assemble locally in Nigeria, in Awoyaya, Lekki, actually. Beyond the Motors company, we also have Coscharis Farms. So we're into farming, agriculture.
Oh, agribusiness.
Yes, we have 2,500 hectares of rice farmland in Anambra, as well as I think a 35,000 metric ton rice mill. We also have an outgrower program, so we're involved in the whole value chain from outgrower to farming to milling to selling. And our brand is the Coscharis rice, which during the lockdown we were involved in some form of CSR, distributing rice to in states where we do business, Lagos State, River State, Anambra State. So it's a form of giving back to the community to aid, the tough times that where the Nigerians are going through. So that's the Coscharis Farms. There's also Coscharis Food and Beverages. So we
in the FMCG as well.
Yes. So we also, from bagging sachet water to tabled water to yogurt and flavored water. So there's Coscharis Food and Beverages. We're also in the medical field, Coscharis Medicals and CG Biostat. So we are suppliers for medical equipment, from syringes to MRI machines. We are also still back to automobile. We're also in the leasing, Coscharis Mobility. So we handle there's leasing, rentals, shuttle driver services. So we try to be the best in whatever we do. We start small, but we envision that whatever part of the industry we find ourselves in, we want to make an impact, and we want to be timeless in whatever we do. So
timeless, that resonates with the transgenerational that we talked about as well.
Yes.
That's an interesting one. We hope to do more with the Coscharis brand in this kind of conversation, because most times to put on the brand in the public is another part of it. We want to talk about behind the camera. So for the focus for this conversation, I would like you to take a pause, relax. We'll give you a glass of water. Let's go to Mr. Peace and Nigerians, of course, Lagosians to be precise, on the road as they tell us Nigeria at 60. I said this when we started the program. Driving to the studio today, I barely saw any building bearing green, white, green balloon or ribbon. That's number one. Number two, I barely saw anybody putting on green or white. Although you might want to say probably that was too early. Maybe while I'm going back, I might see someone bearing Nigerian flag against his cap. We'll take this one now and we'll come back. We'll talk some more with Coscharis Junior Maduka.
I see me them born for 60 years ago. In life don't better, it don't go, don't become grandmother and father. Nigeria will become 60 years. Wait till we achieve. My children finish school, no job. To pay school fees now, now they don't put tariff for NEPA. To pay my NEPA bill, now another entirely. Sufferness upon sufferness, and Nigeria be 60 years. Wait, I go take enjoy. I don't over 50 years. I never they enjoy Nigeria. Now them way they for up. Now then they enjoy. Council Hausa, now them they way they up. Now then they enjoy Nigeria. We were there here. They never allow us to say. Our children don't say anything. See my gray year over 50. I never they say. See my children finish school, no job. Unilag they finish. Last week they finish, no job. And say Nigeria 60 years. Talk to them, the elders. Come out all the elders. Bring the young one. Now youth go rule us, not be elder, but where the air don't go finish, now them go rule us. That fear God, not I don't say the 419 people, the young one that fear God, that can serve God, that can see to the opinion of people. People are suffered in this country. Then what are we saying about 60 years? Beg, may not celebrate anything for 1 year with your president. Make you come out and put another person who go help us. Masses they suffer. See me from Main Road. Nigeria better now no rent shop. We are considered for Main Road. Children finish, no work to work for them. Now they are picking, then they put for better place. Anki parking. Now we
don't even go anywhere. We just stay backward. Fuel is now expensive. Everything is just expensive. You understand? We're not living the life we want to live. No job. Nothing is happening in this country at all. Nothing they happen for this country.
How you see Nigeria independent at 60 years? We don't learn work now. We don't free for 60 years. How you rate the achievement? You believe say things they better or things they be like say they wave?
It's very clear that this country is not moving forward. No, me looking at things, it's just like even before independence, things we are better than now that we are even 60 years old.
This your matter, fear me.
Now so you be now what person go do now? Can't you say electricity tariff, fuel pump price? So are we going forward or are we going backward?
No, I'm going to ask you. As it been now, how we take come this level? How we take reach this?
And our politicians now. Now then they hold us hostage for this country for the past 60 years now. Of course.
So what go be your word to the people where they hold us after freedom?
No,
what you get to tell them so that the country go move forward?
No, the only thing we have to tell them is during election, just go and vote the right candidates. Come out and vote.
If you can't vote the right candidate and the bad candidate can't support the right one, you know no say problem will still.
You don't do your bit. What thing you go do? Your own right now to go and vote.
One word for Nigeria.
One love.
To my own side, they move forward.
Okay.
Because say good things they come easy.
I feel you.
But we know say okay, they come easy though, but they get hurt small.
Okay.
Not as we expect but they get hurt.
Inside that 60 years where we don't get freedom, what do you feel count on? How you fit rate the achievement?
Economy wise. Achievement. I will give 60-40.
Nigeria at 60 is something else. Right now, I don't believe that somebody at 60 will still be where we are. We should have moved forward. We should have advanced. But Nigeria is still like a baby growing up. Nigeria is not independent at 60.
I should provide work for youth.
Okay.
So maybe free road for us. So anything that we need, they know what we need. Okay. Understand? So.
How do they know what you need when you not tell them?
They know it's now. Our government, they know.
You as a youth.
Our road is not good.
Okay.
When you drive now, the road is not good. Okay. Can look this road now. Light, then increasement of light is to go up now. Then our fuel, then she reduced it back to the normal 65 naira.
Pure water is 5 naira. Now it's 10 naira. Back of pure water before now 100 naira or 80 naira. Now it's 150. The fuel, at least when PDP is there, we are still buying fuel 120 or how much 100 naira, but now I don't know, the fuel 160. No, 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 no.
I don't know where we they go because Buhari have taken us to another level that everybody cannot stand on it. That's it.
Alleviating poverty. You see things are being waived, like the housing, the rents, you know, yes, electricity. But here in Nigeria, we are increasing tariff. Here in Nigeria, what is it? Fuel price is increased. Is this a country that wants to celebrate 60? That knew nothing about, what is it? Economic growth. The country is nothing to write home. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not happy. I blame myself being in Nigeria. I don't blame myself anyway because I didn't create myself. But being in Nigeria is a mistake. It's a mistake. This country has failed us. APC has failed us.
To the Independence Special, that was actually some level of comments there from the public. Still with us in the studio, Coscharis Jr. Maduka, Executive Director, Special Duties for Coscharis Group. Let's take his conversation one step forward, but we have just a window of about 5 minutes to take your calls. If they come in, we'll take them, and of course, we'll continue the process here. Let's look at local content quickly. You talked about it in the passing, but local content for you, what's your expectation in Nigeria?
There is a lot of local content. It's just the platform, the enabling environment for them to be showcased. If you look globally, Nigerians dominate almost every aspect of endeavor that we participate in. Over this last weekend, we saw Israel Adesanya in the UFC.
UFC bringing on the title.
Bringing it. So it's something that we always do. Nigerians in Nigeria and Nigerians abroad. That's why I say we're indeed a blessed people if we can all come together. And the unique thing about it is our differences as people or as tribes. Our differences, if we come together, our strengths, because the weakness of one tribe is covered. Another tribe has that as a strength, and then the weakness of another tribe is covered by another tribe. So if we all really harness our capabilities, we're a strong force.
Interesting.
We're a strong force. So local content is there. It's been there. I think it's just waiting to explode. If you look in the IT space, a lot of young, capable Nigerians doing fantastic things in terms of programming, coding, software. If you look in the business space as well, a lot of young Nigerians doing interesting forms of business, be it online business or physical brick and mortar businesses. So Nigerians in the medical field as well. We're in the sports field. So it's just we're bubbling to go. We're like a champagne. We're like a champagne that's just bubbling. And once you let that lid go, you just see
the rush.
You see the rush of talent and of beauty that Nigeria has to offer.
Okay, I'm going to take you on employment now. Employment opportunities at the Coscharis Group, partnership and investment. What are the doors that are open? You're a young person, of course, as an executive director. Let's look at it. What are the opportunities for Nigerian young person? And of course, you look at partnership and investment. Okay,
partnership, investment, employment opportunities. Yes, they're always available. Like I said, we're in various industries and we have a wide array of touch points. For anyone who's interested, I would just say they engage us with via social media, via our website. We are constantly putting out messages to the public in terms of things we're doing or employment opportunities or investment opportunities. So just reach out to us, be engaged with us, and then you definitely have see what we can do together. And I'm also aware, you know, Nigerians also, sometimes we always say, nah, we just need capital. We need capital. I just need to make that connection to someone that can give me capital. But if you don't really, you know, have knowledge of the business that you want to do, you will filter your capital away in next to no time. So you might think, okay, now this is a chance for me to connect with Coscharis and get capital. Sure, but you need to, not for me, but for yourself, you need to know your onions. You need to know exactly what you're doing, because without that, that capital will be gone in next to no time, and you'll be back to where you were.
Okay, Nigeria is 60 years today. We just saw some public outcry there. Yeah. I want to give you an opportunity to actually speak to Nigerians as a young executive that you are, being in a team, and of course having grown into the business, not just you were not outside. Yeah. You grew, and you've seen how things can work. Nigerians are viewing this camera to you.
Well, I'll start with a little story, because I am a Nigerian, so I know, and I saw the clip. I could tell the frustration. I could tell the angst. I could tell the anger that people have in terms of frustration with the country, with the government. But I'll just tell a little story. I was in Japan recently with my father, and on looking at the country and the society and the economy and the way everything was working, I was really baffled, and I pulled him aside and I was asking, what is really wrong with us, you know, as Nigerians? What is going on? And I was on this negative spiral, and then he stopped me. He said, "Young man, look, that is your home, that is your country, that is where you have your livelihood, that is where you do business, that is where you raise your children. You cannot curse something and insult something and continually bash something and expect that same thing to bless you. So you cannot continually insult the country and say the country is a waste and it's useless, and think that that same country that you've just cursed is going to turn out and be a blessing to you." So for me, that was almost like a paradigm shift, because I was like, but the reality looks so bleak. And then he says, you know, as an entrepreneur, you have to, when looking at Nigeria, you have to look at Nigeria as with the mind of an entrepreneur. You start off business and it looks so bleak. You don't even have your first store or product. You're just sitting down there with an idea. But you're tenacious and you have a vision and you see through and you press, and then all of a sudden your idea that was in your head is a business that's tangible. So with the same thing in Nigeria, as much as it seems bleak, my fellow Nigerians, and trust me, I know how tough it is, because this is my story, like I was saying. But we should change our mindset to believe more in the capabilities of the country. And like I said, we are the government. The government is not someone sitting far away. Each and every one of us, if we begin to make a change that starts with us, then we can see that global change. Like the late Michael Jackson said, you know, I'm looking at the man in the mirror and I'm telling him to change his ways. So we should each change our ways for the better. And honestly, my real hope for Nigeria is that our national anthem, the second stanza of our national anthem, becomes our reality. O God of creation, direct our noble path, guide our leaders our right, our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true, great lofty heights attain, and build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. So that is my prayer for Nigeria and Nigerians.
Interesting. You're always going to get me emotional, but I'll try to control it, because of course we can get this working again. All right, I want to thank you for being with us today, Cosmos Junior Maduka, Executive Director, Special Duties for Coscharis Group.
Thank you very much for having me.
And we wish you the best. Let's do more. We'll get talking on that. So, esteemed viewers, the process is not over. Someone just whispered to me, my lead colleague is here. Ambrose, he's been with us from Monday, taking us through what Nigeria looks like. But today, we're changing the narrative in the progressive. He's going to be here to take over, and of course, from my entire production crew, I am saying it's been an awesome experience thus far. Many thanks. I'll see you on the next one. It's bye for now.